PlayStation Plus has been a mixed bag in terms of game offerings. Sometimes you have months that are really good, like this month in January where we got Deus Ex Mankind Divided as well as Batman the Telltale series, but then you have other months that aren't as great. In this video, we want to go over 5 pretty good PlayStation 4 games that should be free for PlayStation Plus subscribers. Now, I know free and PlayStation Plus subscribers is kind of an oxymoron. Yes, you do pay for PlayStation Plus, but after your subscription, you do get these games for no additional cost, and PlayStation Plus does give you some other perks. So yeah, you guys get the idea. But yeah, with that being said, let's get right into this. Killzone Shadowfall. Killzone Shadowfall was without a doubt the PlayStation 4's marquee launch title. Guerrilla Games had done a great job with Killzone, namely on the PlayStation 3. The first title wasn't all too good, but Killzone 2 and Killzone 3 were very good games, and what Killzone really excelled at, and Guerrilla Games in general, was raising the technical bar on consoles, and Killzone Shadowfall visually is a magnificent game. Now, there were some shortcomings with the title. The multiplayer wasn't all that great, and it is a change of direction from previous Killzone titles. Me personally, I did like that, but others may have been turned off by it. At this point, if you're buying a PlayStation 4, Killzone Shadowfall is not one of the main games you're looking to pick up, so why not give gamers one of the launch titles that kind of paved the way for future PlayStation 4 titles? At this point, is anyone really looking to pick up Killzone Shadowfall? Not really, so why not give it to PS Plus subscribers, and maybe that'll be a good way to reintroduce Killzone, because it is a series that's been absent for a while, and if at some point they do want to make a new Killzone title, you'll want to familiarize a new generation of gamers with the series.
We must stand up to this barbarism. The world is watching, and they will see who is right. They will see who stands on the side of truth.
Infamous Second Son. Infamous Second Son is much like Killzone Shadowfall with my reasoning. It wasn't a launch title, however, it released shortly after the PlayStation 4's launch, March of 2014, the PlayStation 4 launch in November of 2013, and Infamous Second Son was another marquee exclusive. It was developed by Sucker Punch. They did great work with Infamous 1 and 2 on the PlayStation 3, and me personally, I did think that Infamous Second Son wasn't up to par comparatively speaking to the first 2 games. However, it was still a very good game. It had a great open world. Visually, it was spectacular. It looks great on the PlayStation 4 Pro, although some of the gameplay does get a bit repetitive with a lot of the missions being a bit redundant, and the story wasn't all too great, especially when you talk about the exhilarating stories in Infamous 1 and 2. This one falls off a little bit. However, there's still a lot to like in Infamous Second Son, and once again, it is a game that many gamers have forgotten about, not one of the marquee titles that you're looking to pick up alongside your PlayStation 4, and in the past, Sony did give out Infamous First Light to PlayStation Plus subscribers. That's the standalone expansion to Infamous Second Son, so at this point, I think they could give Infamous Second Son as well to PlayStation Plus subscribers. Would be nice to see that.
Alright, I got this whole thing figured out. We hit the town, maybe swing by the Space Needle, always wanted to see it, and then we're back home to save some lives.
You do realize when we hit the town, there's a fair chance the town's gonna, head back?
Valkyria Chronicles Remastered. Valkyria Chronicles was one of the most criminally underrated games probably of all time. It released back in 2008 on the PlayStation 3, a great tactical JRPG with great strategy gameplay, an awesome watercolor art style, and an awesome story to boot that's told in a very unique way through the use of a storybook, and it's filled with great characters. Unfortunately, the game commercially really underperformed on the PlayStation 3, especially over here in the West. Valkyria Chronicles 2 was a PlayStation Portable only title, as was Valkyria Chronicles 3, and that game didn't even release over here in the States. Luckily, Valkyria Chronicles did receive a second win on the PC, and then later the PlayStation 4 received a remastered version. That version is great, and with the impending release of Valkyria Chronicles 4, why not introduce Valkyria Chronicles to a wider range of gamers? If it was available for PlayStation Plus, I'm sure the PlayStation audience would be all over the game, and there's a big portion of the audience that has never played Valkyria Chronicles, so you introduce them to Valkyria Chronicles with Valkyria Chronicles Chronicles Remastered, and it's such a good game. I'm sure so many will check it out just on the basis of word of mouth because those that have played it know how good it is, and that would really ramp up the excitement for Valkyria Chronicles 4, which is set for a release sometime this year. I think that's a perfect game plan, and I really do believe that would increase the overall hype for Valkyria Chronicles 4. I think it's just a win-win on all regards.
I'm impressed, but not surprised. Entering combat. Fire!
Gravity Rush Remastered. Gravity Rush to me is very similar to Valkyria Chronicles. It's a game that on paper you would think would have absolutely exploded, but it was a game that was initially exclusive to the PlayStation Vita. That's obviously going to limit its potential. It did see a remastered version on PlayStation 4. That version is great, and Gravity Rush 2 was released early in 2017. Unfortunately, all of the games haven't found commercial success, and that's an absolute shame because the Gravity Rush games are fantastic. I know many gamers would probably like to see Gravity Rush 2 be available for PlayStation Plus subscribers, but that's a pretty recent release, so I can understand Sony withholding that for a little bit. But why not give gamers Gravity Rush Remastered? This was the first game in the series, and it's a franchise with so much potential. I just think you need to get the word out about it, and I think everyone that's played it knows that it has the potential to be something special. That potential just hasn't been realized and been exposed to a wide audience. Maybe giving the game to PlayStation Plus subscribers would increase its popularity. At this point, who knows if Sony Japan Studio will work on a Gravity Rush 3. I know everyone that's a fan of the franchise would love it. Unfortunately, the audience for Gravity Rush is just relatively small right now. Maybe the game being available to Plus subscribers would do it justice, and if they played through Gravity Rush Remastered, I'm sure a large portion of them would want to check out Gravity Rush 2 on top of that. And finally, we wanted to throw in a lower-key budget title in Firewatch. Firewatch was a very artistic and story-driven game released back in 2016, and when the game launched, it actually had a decent amount of traction around it. This was a game a lot of gamers were talking about, but now in 2018, there isn't that much buzz around Firewatch. It wasn't that great of a game where it had that lasting appeal for 2 years later, but it was a very good game, and I would love to see games like this on PlayStation Plus. They're quality games from the past, a little bit older on in this generation, and it's a game that many gamers didn't check out, especially if you've picked up your PlayStation 4 recently. Firewatch isn't the type of game that you're gonna go back and say, hey, I want to check out Firewatch, so why not give it to PlayStation Plus subscribers? I think this would be a great addition.
Everything's fine, just getting some fresh air.
Well, escaping isn't always something bad.
Someone broke in.
They what?
They wrecked the place. Threw my typewriter out the window.
Do you have any idea who would have done this? Henry, I've been at this job for 13 years, and nothing like this has ever happened before.
So that wraps up 5 games that should be free for PlayStation Plus subscribers. What do you think? We'd love to hear your opinions. We plan on making more videos like this, and we'll definitely be taking input from our audience. Just let us know in the comments section down below on what games you want to see available for PlayStation Plus. Just make sure to keep your expectations in line. Don't be expecting recently released AAA titles on Plus. That's not what it's about. You really can't feasibly do that. These games are a little bit older, and logistically, it just makes a lot of sense for these games to appear on PlayStation Plus, so keep that in mind. Don't ask for a Monster Hunter World next month on PlayStation Plus. That's not gonna happen, but there is potential for great games to be available, and I want to know what the PlayStation audience thinks. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.